guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today I have my client Michelle coming in and she's currently a heavily highlighted and baby lighted blonde. However, it's super grown out. It's been a while since we've got her in and have been able to touch her roots up, so because of that, she has decided that she wants to transition from that highlighted baby lighted look into a balayage. What I'm going to be doing for her today, you guys, is break up that root just with some blonde balayage pieces, as well as drop some dimension throughout that blonde. I want to match her natural color of her root. However, I want to shift the shade just a little bit and give her a little bit more warmth. She's a very ashy, natural type of color, so by me adding in that warmth, it's just going to build a little bit of richness to her hair, which I think is going to be beautiful for the spring and summertime. So keep watching, you guys, if you want to see me transition from a highlighted baby lighted look into a balayage. It's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, there's going to be lots of information and techniques, so I hope you stick around and we'll see you for the video. Okay, she is here and this is our starting point, you guys. Like I said, super grown out. She was heavily baby lighted and highlighted. She was so highlighted you can almost not see very much dimension through her blonde, which is why we are going to be dropping some of her natural root color down, just like I said. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm going to be mixing up today. So for her low light, that dimension drop, I am going to be using an 8N and a 6A from Matrix ColorSync. And then as for her balayage pieces, I'm going to be going in with 20 volume and Wella Blondorplex for my bleach. As we start here at the bottom, you guys, I'm going to be doing a low light first. This is going to be that 8N and 6A. Now, I'm not going to drop it all the way down to her ends because I still want her ends to stay light like they would be in a balayage. So as for the dimension drop, I'm ultimately going to be focusing from her roots to her mid shafts and then just make sure that I'm feathering down at the bottom. So after I get that foil folded, I'm going to be moving on to the sides. And what I'm doing with my sectioning, you guys, is I'm actually taking a zigzagged pattern within her section. That I think is going to help just create a lot of blending. It's going to keep things soft and just beautiful. So after I started with that darker piece, now I'm going to go in with a balayage piece. I'm going to start by just applying freehand. I'm not going to leave it out of a foil. I'm going to put it in a foil, but just to start feathering up at the top, I started in the midsection. Then I'm going to work that lightener all the way to the top and feather. I make sure to lift it up, you guys, because I don't want any splotches coming out throughout the bottom of the balayage piece. So make sure you get that underneath, lay that foil down, and then just pull that lightener right through the ends. As a little side note tip for you guys here, when you're creating a multicolor dimensional type of hair color, whether that be a couple different darker colors or highlights and lowlights, the best way to keep track of which color is which color is to fold your foils differently. As you can see with the darker piece, the first one that I did, I folded it just like a traditional square. And as you can see for my balayage piece, I folded in those corners first and then I went and tucked in the sides. And that's just going to help me keep track of my balayage pieces so that when I'm ready to check them and if they're done processing, I can take those ones out without affecting any of the dark pieces and having everything blend together. Back to the technique. Here, what I'm doing is I'm adding in that dimensional color right directly underneath the balayage. Why am I doing this? Because I want that balayage piece to pop. When you're taking a very fully highlighted blonde to a balayage, balayages have so much more dimension, and the only way to create that in a highlighted blonde is to make sure you're adding in a lot of dimension. And you want to make sure that you're adding that dimension right underneath the blonde, the balayage pieces that you're adding in, because like I said, it's going to help that blonde pop. That blonde is going to look brighter, it's going to look bolder, Yet, when it's curled, it's going to have a lot of that depth to it, which is going to give you beautiful ribbons within the hair. I'm going to continue this pattern all the way up the head. What I'm going to do is continue taking my zigzag sections. I'm going to weave out a piece, balayage that piece, put it in a foil, clip it up, and then directly underneath that balayage piece, I'm going to weave again, do my dimensional piece, foil that. Make sure that you're just feathering the bottom, not pulling that dark all the way through the ends. Just focus on the root and the top to the mid shaft, and like I said, feather the ends, foil that up, and then move on to the next section. And as you'll see in a few minutes, I'm going to continue the same exact pattern even on the sides. We've officially made it to the sides. So what I want to create, like I do in my balayage, is create that money piece. And I like to make sure that it goes from their part all the way down to their ear, basically their hairline, because what I don't want is when they wear their hair up all the way back, I don't want just one streak of blonde in the middle. So by doing the hairline as well, it's going to help create a full-on looking blonde so that there's no dark holes, what I like to call any dark holes right around that face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take 3 back-to-back Babylight highlights right around her hairline. Because she's already previously blonded, I'm going to leave her ends out. I'm not going to take the lightener all the way through the ends, just so that we don't overlap and create any breakage. Our main focus is just lightening up that root that had been grown out. And as soon as I'm done with the 3 back-to-back Babylights, then I will go on and continue our pattern of the zigzag part, balayage the top piece, and then dimension underneath, and continue that way all the way up. As we continue to the other side, you guys, I sped through this because I'm going to be doing the same exact thing on this side as I did with the other side. Adding those baby lighted pieces, 3 foils there at the bottom of her hairline and then 3 pieces at the top of her hairline, and then continuing on with our original pattern for the balayage and dimensional. So as soon as I'm done with that, you guys, we're going to be done with her whole head. I'm going to let her sit and process for 30 minutes, and I'll be checking on her blonde just to make sure that she's not over processing and lightening well and evenly, see if I need to retouch any pieces. And then as soon as we're done with that, we're just going to wash all of the lightener, all of the dark pieces. We're just going to rinse it, wash it all out with a purple shampoo, no conditioner, and then we'll move on to the toner. Okay, here we are after processing 30 minutes and about to get her all toned up. For her shadow root, you guys, I'm going to be going in with a Matrix ColorSync 6A, and then I'm going to be going in with Redken ShadesEQ for her pull-through toner, and I'm going to be using an 8N, a 9GI, and a 9P. I want to create a very natural, beigey, sandy type of blonde, so these tones all together is going to help me achieve that. To create more of a shadow root, I'm going to be pulling down that color just a little further than I would if I was doing a root smudge. A smudge is kind of just a little tap up at the root, but I do want to create more of a veil of a shadow, so that is why I'm pulling it down a little further. As soon as I'm done applying all of this root color, I am going to leave her hairline out, by the way, and then I'm just going to kind of brush everything through with a wide tooth comb and just kind of get everything nice and evenly coated, and then we're going to go and lay her back into our bowl and apply our pull-through toner. So she sat for about 15 minutes with that toner on. This is the toner washed out, what it looks like, and here's the final results. It is so beautiful, so dimensional and bright and perfect, and I'm just obsessed with this, obviously. So hit that subscribe button, you guys, for some more educational videos, and follow me along. Thanks for watching. Bye.